as most of you know by now, I have this. This is a 1998 Honda Civic EK Hatchback with a H to B swap. Also, as most of you know, it was hit and run and in most people's book, totaled. Now the thing is, in the last video, I bought this. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about what this means for this. I think you're gonna really like what you're about to hear, but I do have some errands I have to run first. As you can see, this car does not have a license plate on it because I literally got it home yesterday. So I normally drag ass on registering vehicles, but Kearney and I might be taking this on a road trip this weekend to Michigan. It's about 5 hours away. I figured the car drove 11 hours, perfectly fine. I just gotta check engine light. Hell yeah. But because this car did so well on its way back from Kansas, I have decided to potentially take it on a little road trip this weekend up to Michigan. It's about a 5-hour drive. Kearney and I are going on a little nostalgic road trip to a place that I used to go as a kid. I haven't been up there in years, and I'm really curious to see how it is these days and see the leaves change. So her and I might take this car, and with that said, I need to get it registered because I don't want to cross state lines with an unregistered vehicle. I've done that in the past. It's not a good idea. So I'm on my way to the DMV right now to get plates. I'll probably just see you guys after that. We all know how the DMV goes. Gonna have to figure that out at some point. All right, we're finally home, and it is time to get down to business. It's time to talk about the elephant in the room. New 8th gen, EG, you know the EG is not going anywhere, you know the 8th gen is not going anywhere. What is gonna happen with the EK? Well, as most of you guys know from the intro of this video and from the previous videos, the EK was hit and run a couple weeks ago. It is in a condition that most people would consider to be totaled. And so I'm gonna explain to you guys basically what my thought process has been, where I'm at with the car since it got hit. The second it got hit and I got out of the car, I thought it was totaled, for sure. I looked at it, literally talking to my friend on the phone, I'm like, dude, it's totaled, for sure. I literally said it out loud. Most of you guys in the comments seem to think so too, but there were a few of you guys who shouted out a channel called Prism Mike, where he restored his 240SX that had been absolutely tacoed. He's not done restoring it, but he's in the process. He's been in the process for almost a year. It's been a very long-term project. After watching his videos, I started to kind of come around on the idea of fixing the car, because some of you guys in the comments were like, dude, you can totally fix it. It's totally fixable. And I have no bodywork experience. So I have no idea how any of that stuff works. So I watched some Prism Mike videos and I got inspired. I was like, dude, I'm gonna save this car and it's gonna be such an amazing comeback story. And I was getting really excited, and I'm sure some of you guys would be really excited about it too. But when I started thinking about it logistically, this car would be down and completely out and not an option for the channel for a long period of time. And it would take a lot of time out of my schedule to fix it, which means I would have to neglect the other two cars in order to do that. I would just basically have to daily this and not spend time or money fixing it or making it awesome, and I don't really like that idea. So I have basically completely dropped the idea of fixing this car, and so with that said, I will be pretty much scrapping or selling the shell. Now that sounds like a bummer, but it's not. It's actually, in my opinion, the best possible outcome. I'm gonna pull everything of value off of the shell that I can use in the future for a new shell. I already started looking for another shell. Some of you guys have reached out with a couple for sale. There's one that I'm going to look at next week. We're gonna see what it looks like. I'm not gonna have time to look at it this week because I'm just too busy. I got too many things going on. I'm going out of town this weekend, like I said. So anyway, everything that I can reuse will come out of this shell. Steering wheel, short hub, adapter, engine swap, trans, traction bar. Is that really it? Oh, SI cluster, 2000 front end conversion, hood, quick release pins. Basically anything that I can take off of this and store and just strip it down as much as I possibly can, I'm going to do that. That's my plan. So your next question might be, when do you plan to do this? Because I just got the 8th gen and it needs some TLC. So the plan here is that I'm gonna have to start the process of tearing this thing down ASAP. But I have to fix a couple of steering suspension components on this car so that I can drive it and daily it reliably. VTEC solenoid issue for the check engine light. I have to fix a couple things on this car, and then as soon as that's running and driving like how it should be, I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this thing apart. I'm gonna rally the troops. I'm gonna try to bring some friends over, anyone that's willing to help, and just absolutely rip this thing apart like animals. And then I will see if any of you guys want the shell. If anyone wants the shell and you're watching this, feel free to reach out. I'm gonna take everything that I see value in that I could potentially put on another shell. I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm gonna take these side moldings, I'm gonna take the little corner markers. Like, I'm gonna take everything that I possibly can that I can use on another shell to basically rebuild this car. But if anyone wants the shell itself for relatively cheap, yeah, hit me up on Instagram at boosted_John. So that is kind of my plan going forward here. The timeline is all gonna be a little wishy-washy because it's gonna just be whatever makes sense to do at whatever time I'm gonna do. The EG is, it's an OG of the channel. It's not going anywhere. The rust is getting worse, but that's kind of fun. I can learn how to fix it. I can get a welder and do some body work, but that's way down the road. Dude, I got so much to do. I got so much content planned. Like, I'm like overwhelmed with content right now. It's pretty crazy, so. Okay, so a few minutes ago in the video, you guys saw that the new 8th gen got a check engine light. This is a problem because Kearney and I are trying to go on our trip tomorrow, like less than 12 hours from now, actually. If you guys saw the last video when we stopped at AutoZone on our way back from Kansas, they printed out a sheet for us. On the sheet said that it was most likely the VTEC Solenoid pressure switch. For reference, this is what a VTEC Solenoid looks like. This thing right here on the side of the cylinder head is the VTEC Solenoid. Now, VTEC Solenoid technology has not changed too much between the B series, D series, K series, H series. They're all very similar. 3 bolts holds it on the engine. There's a pressure switch and the solenoid itself. On most swaps, people just delete the pressure switch because it's not really used. And because I just had this engine sitting around, I pulled the VTEC Solenoid out of the K series and the 8th gen. I removed the pressure switch. I robbed the pressure switch from the H series, put that in the K series solenoid, put it back in the car, and I drove it a little bit. I haven't gotten the check engine light to come back on yet, but we're gonna go ahead and take it back out right now, do one last shakedown before, you know, I start packing, getting ready for this 5-hour road trip. This is the pressure switch from the K series, and you know, I'm not gonna put it back in here, but that's what it would look like. Anyway, let's take it for a drive. I've been running this car on 91 ever since I got it back from Kansas because that's all they have out there for some reason. I'm gonna throw some 93 in it and then we're gonna go do a pull. This thing's about warmed up. Time for a little test hit. NA, K20, let's do it. All right, so before I would throw the check engine light, pretty much any time I would go into VTEC. So I'm gonna hit VTEC, it's probably gonna spin second, and then if the check engine light doesn't come back on, we should be good. It wasn't coming back on earlier, so I hope that continues to remain true now. Oh man, that is a bummer. Dang, that really sucks. So it looks like replacing the pressure switch did not fix the issue. Maybe it is an issue with the entire VTEC solenoid itself. Well, that's a bummer, but either way, we should be able to make it tomorrow. I just won't be able to rip any mad tech. I'm still super excited to have this car. I have, like I said earlier, like a ton of content planned for this thing. I literally already have parts on order. It's gonna be super fun, guys. I can't wait to keep making content on this car. To touch on the EK again, yes, I'm gonna be getting rid of the chassis. I'm gonna be getting rid of the shell, but I am gonna be keeping everything from it and swapping it into a new platform, new shell. Also very excited for that. Lots and lots of big things coming for the Boosted John YouTube channel, and I'm not just saying that. Every YouTuber says that, but like, I just can't tell you about them yet, but there's so many cool things coming. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Everyone subscribe. You guys are literally helping me reach my goals, so and live the dream. So thank you guys so much for being here and supporting. All of you guys that are OGs of the channel that remember the red 8th gen SI, shout out to you guys. Thank you for still being here, It's insane how far this channel has come. As I always say, boys, let's remember to plan, commit, execute, and attain our goals. Bye.